Good afternoon, welcome to this presentation on Nextland from Agriculture Service Provider Group G1.1. Let's jump right in. Our team consists of Alessandro, Maria Beatriz, Joana and Rafael, myself. This story is about Hans. Hans is a farmer from the Netherlands. He's angry about his job and feels like that his crops are not leading to the level of crop productivity that he needs. In this quest to improve his life and as 22 million of other European farmers, he gets to know Peter. Peter is an agriculture service provider who is an all-day consultant with a professional appearance, but oftentimes lacking specific knowledge of EO data. He wishes to offer Hans top-notch research insights, but doesn't understand raw research data, so he's struggling to provide understandable insights to Hans. Here is exactly where Nextland jumps in. We found two solutions which will offer reliable, Europe-made quality EO data interpretation under the umbrella of Nextland, a strong multi-stakeholder consortium benefiting from top-notch expert know-how and state-of-the-art technology. The two solutions provide a differentiated offer which is intuitive and easy to understand at an unbeatable price-performance ratio due to high degrees of automation. One being an advanced customizable IT dashboard and the second one being a focused area report tackling the three most common challenges in the field. Now starting with the first problem here, the first phase, definition of market space and problem. The problem is, how can our work actually improve the efficiency of agriculture service providers lastingly? And our solution using actually technical know-how from Nextland to bridge this gap between the technical EO data provision and the final data consumer, namely the farmers, and thereby actually increasing their efficiency in three main fields: crop efficiency, water irrigation, and anomaly identification. Moving on now, the vision of our group is actually to make Nextland the Europe's front runner in terms of EO data interpretation, whereby the mission is to address key sustainable development goals through this meticulous data analysis in the three before mentioned areas, and our objective to interpret EO data in such a way, in a meaningful way, that agriculture service providers can again then also establish and develop customizable solutions for their final customers, namely the farmers. Now, to give you a short overview of the industry, the main services provided by agriculture service providers are monitoring, insights, alerts, and precision tasks. Monitoring meaning actually helping in data collection and analysis, insights providing insights, for example, into crop development, alerts such as vegetation stress or underperformance, and precision tasks helping in very precise maps. Those are the services that are usually provided from agriculture service providers to final farmers, and that is very important because our solutions, of course, build upon these solutions. Now, the key takeaways from our competitive analysis are that the agriculture service provider industry is a very fragmented industry with many small independently owned players, a high number of startups that are oftentimes very specialized, and they usually use free Copernicus satellite data. The competitive climate is shaped by big data, artificial intelligence, different cost reduction pressure, and offering real-time solutions. Now, after this initial overview, we will move on to phase 2A and 2B. Here we actually came up with 32 solutions and 17 filters. Those solutions can be brought and trickled down into three different areas, namely customer experience, technical development, and climate change induced, whereby we came up with solutions that were particularly focusing on the customer experience, on technical issues such as, for example, IT dashboard, or on the issue of climate change. Moving on to phase number 3, we actually used the poker method. With our 32 ideas that were generated, we either multiplied, kept, reviewed, or killed them. Just to give you an example, in the first column, ideas to multiply, we had, for example, a geographical regional report on irrigation, crop planning optimization, early stress, and we understood that this report had to be actually differentiated and split down into each report, so each report focusing on one of the three areas, such as, for example, crop planning or irrigation in Sul do Tejo. Ideas to keep were, for example, a subscription model with monthly payment. Ideas that were reviewed were, for example, an easy-to-use IT dashboard, which was actually supplemented by a mobile app, thereby reviewed. And ideas that we killed, for example, the money-back system, as this was economically not feasible or negatively affecting our profitability, and that's why this idea was killed. Moving on to 3C, we actually did a filter ranking based on Dr. Nuno Grosso's judgment. As you can see here, our three top filters included, of course, that we needed a solution which was customer-centric, reliable and effective, as well as feasible. And finally, some less important ones, such as, for example, training needs or time to construct. So we used this filter ranking for phase number 4A. In phase number 4A, we used the value creation funnel. In the value creation funnel, the outcome was actually that we came up with 4 solutions, of which one was a sole standing one, and the other 3, 9, 11, and 20 were all combined together. Solution 8 included a report which would focus on one particular issue, as I already said, irrigation, crop planning, or early stress. And the other one was a mixture of a subscription model with monthly payments, together with offering low-cost alternatives, so that means offering low to medium quality Earth observation data, and this subscription together with the low-cost model combined in an easy-to-use IT dashboard, and this represented our second idea. Now, because we thought that it was important not only to offer a feasible solution, but actually also telling Nextland where actually to expand, we used and came up with an EU funnel. From the 27 EU countries, we actually broke it down to the Netherlands. So we would like to propose Nextland to expand to the Netherlands based on the different filters that we have used, such as, for example, having irrigated crops, countries with water shortages, with high water input costs, and the largest estates. And so our decision would be to first expand to the Netherlands. Now, we also believe that a developing country funnel was necessary, as we wanted to be as inclusive as possible and contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals. Here we came up with countries that had a very high dependence on agriculture, so who would benefit the most from our services. Those were 10 countries, namely African countries, and then the most water-stressed country out of these. So we would like to propose the Republic of the Niger as a first trial round.
Thank you, Rafael. And in phase 4B, I will explain you more precisely what these solutions are about. Starting with solution number 8, as Rafael anticipated, we developed reports with data provision, interpretation, and also recommendations that will focus on particular issues like irrigation support, crop planning optimization, and early stress identification. And we will initially target agricultural service providers operating on our 2 focused countries, so Netherlands and Niger. And these prototypes will give you practical ideas of the reports. They will be available in a standard version for a price of €199 and in a premium version with drone imagery, and the variable supplement price adjusted accordingly to each specific case. Instead, our second idea is an easy-to-use IT dashboard that will improve the work of agricultural service providers with updated satellite images and vegetation indexes based on their specific areas of operations. Agricultural service providers, as you can see, will have the opportunity to choose from several options. The basic subscription will give them access to low-quality satellite images, and it will be offered for free in developing countries to address sustainable development goals, while the standard and premium subscription will give them access to up-to-date and high-quality informations, and we will also offer a corporate option which will be fully customizable. Each client will have a trial period of 1 month in which he can try all the version and decide the one that best fits his needs. The dashboard will also offer a chat with which service providers can communicate with each other and exchange useful data, and a mobile app with which the customers will have access to the service wherever they are. And now Rafael will continue with the last step of the analysis.
Thank you, Alessandro, and now we will continue with phase 5. In phase 5, we actually talk about the 3 M's, the manpower. Our internal human resource requirements include agricultural experts, IT technicians, as well as sales staff. And our external staff would be, for example, web designers, a mobile travel team, for example, for the drone imagery, and customer service representatives. Turning to the minutes, we will start our project in September 2020, going from September up until March, where different kinds of steps will be considered, such as, for example, hiring, promotion, launching the tools, as well as evaluating the project. Now, the 3 M's money part, we actually use different kinds of estimators based on the competition and on benchmarking and on usual first year, so to speak, development. And we came up here with a total projected revenue of €225,000 after 3 years, with a specific assumption on growth rates based on the usual industry growth rates. Now, the costs would be upfront costs as well as running costs, leading after 3 years to costs of €317,000, as you can see lower there, leading actually then together with the budget that we received to a break-even and positive project results of €47,622. Now, in the business model, parts that we did not cover yet was the value proposition, offering reliable, actionable data, European quality, with a very high accuracy and intuitive usage, as well as an excellent price-performance ratio. The channels that we would use would, of course, be an IT dashboard on our homepage, as well as download links and emails for our most premium versions. Customer segments focusing on would be niche markets, so agriculture service providers that are technologically advanced or have an in-depth knowledge and want some explanations and further inputs, meaning the focused area reports, as well as usually quite risk-averse people as they want to use Earth observation in order to actually find out more about their fields. Now, the next challenges for Nextland would be securing ongoing funding after Horizon 2020, offering consistent, valuable, low-cost solutions, offering real-time and automated solutions in order to reduce costs as much as possible, meaning using, for example, radar technology or high-altitude drones, fostering and opening new application fields of Earth observation data, such as investment banking or multinationals, and challenging the status quo so that farmers are increasingly using EO data. Some proposed partnerships would be 21AT, a Singaporean startup to enter the Asian market, as well as EarthCast Technologies. And finally, some lessons that we learned. First of all, stakeholder engagement is highly needed everywhere. Rigorous research is necessary from phase 1 onwards. No idea is a bad idea. The best solutions are created by considering wild ideas and consider several funnels, as we, for example, did with the EU funnel or developing country funnel, and revisit solutions constantly through the poker method. Now, finally, Hans is happy. He fulfilled the sustainable development goals and is happy actually using our solutions for the rest of his life, and thereby having a happy life and an efficient United Nations farmer. Thank you very much for your attention.